Hey y'all, welcome to my channel. My name is Marquilla. Today we're talking VSG. I'm talking specifically about things that I didn't know before my surgery. So let's get into it. So if you are returning, welcome back. If you are new, a quick introduction. Again, my name is Marquilla. I am a mom, a wife, and I recently had gastric sleeve surgery, which is a form of weight loss surgery. I am 3 months post-op, almost 4 months out of surgery. I lost about 56 pounds. I was originally 264 pounds, so I'm down 56 pounds after surgery, which is awesome. On my page here, I'm just sharing content around my journey, my weight loss journey, and also my experience with mental health, maybe some fitness, as well as a look into my life as well. Our crazy life. But if you haven't, please subscribe, like this video, subscribe. New videos are coming out every week. I think that I will start occasionally putting in some content twice a week, some surprise content. But subscribe, like this video. If you have any questions, please comment in the comment section or put your question in the comment section. It is my hope at some point to be able to do like a Q&A. Okay, so let's get into it. So again, I'm just discussing about just a few things about or things that I did not know before my surgery. I want to have a quick disclaimer. I am not a medical professional, so anything that I am sharing is based or is solely on my experience. If you have any questions around any medical advice or suggestion, I advise you to seek a medical professional. So I just wanted to say that. So let's get into it. So one of the first things that I wanted to talk about that I really feel like is important is losing weight doesn't change how you feel about your body or how you see your body. Okay. A lot of people look at this as just the answer or a quick fix to losing weight, and it's not. It is a tool. So for me, I understood that part of it, mostly because I started my weight loss journey before I had the surgery, and I understood the purpose of the surgery. And the purpose of the surgery for me was not for me to just lose weight fast. It was because I had some underlying health issues that was making it hard for me to lose weight. So I knew that having this surgery, this surgery was a tool that would help me lose the weight. And certainly all of the symptoms or the effects from the other health conditions that I had, it would sort of ease it or eliminate some of those things. But what I want to say that weight loss journey isn't the answer to losing weight, or isn't the only answer to losing weight. Let me say it that way. It will certainly help you. It will definitely jumpstart your weight loss, but then there's still work that you have to add to it. So back to what I was saying is that a lot of times, from my experience, I will say, after I had the surgery, I did start to lose the weight. Because you lose the weight immediately, and for some people it can happen really fast. Some people it's a little slow. Mine is a little slow. I'm fine with that. But one of the things that I noticed is that when I started to see the changes in my body, and then the crazy thing is for me is which I'll get to, but I didn't notice the change immediately. Other people noticed it before I did, but I started to focus on other parts of my body I felt like was a problem area, and that was my stomach, and specifically cellulite and stretch marks. I thought my stomach like a raisin, and I started to become obsessed with that. And I started to become obsessed with my arms. And then I started to become obsessed with like the idea of having loose skin. So they call this body dysmorphia, where you become obsessed with different parts of your body. You're constantly trying to find ways to fix whatever you think the flaw is and perfect it. So that was kind of what I experienced. And this is very common when people who have weight loss surgery is they struggle with body dysmorphia. And it's not just something that people with weight loss surgery go through. A lot of people go through this, whether they're thin, whether they're bigger, it doesn't matter. You can be fit. A lot of people struggle with body dysmorphia. And so it's not like it's just something that's specifically for people with weight loss that have had weight loss surgery. So it's just more common. Some people might not have experienced it or noticed that they were struggling with it before they've had the surgery, and then all of a sudden, it's a big thing because what happens is it makes it a little bit harder in the journey, because you should focus on the achievements, right? You're losing weight, that's the goal, right? And whether it's 2 pounds, 5 pounds, 10 pounds, you're focusing on the achievements, and it's hard to do that. It was very hard for me to focus on that because I was focused on my stomach and my arms. And so I felt like, oh, I have to do something about it. And I was buying products to help me, prevent a problem that didn't even exist, or to stop a problem, And then it went from focusing on my stomach and my arms to, I remember I went to my first visit and talking to the nurse practitioner, and she said, well, you lost this amount of weight. That's great. And she's like, but that's just mostly from you doing the liquid, the liquid phase of the diet. She's like, but you could lose more if you exercise. And so I interpret that in my mind. Now, here's the thing. I actually perceived it the way that she said it. But then later on, I interpret that as I'm not doing good enough. So I have to work harder. And I felt like, oh, I have to fix it. And I remember telling my husband, I have to exercise, I have to do this. And I was still healing, and my body was still adjusting, and I wasn't quite ready to do certain things, but I felt like I had to push myself to do them because I had to lose the weight. So it goes back to that. Just because you're losing the weight, it doesn't change how you feel about yourself or your body. On the emotional side of that, some people still feel like, you deal with the depression, the anxiety. I was definitely dealing with the anxiety portion of it around the weight, because I was struggling with did I make the right decision? Am I eating my food right? I don't think I'm doing this right. I think I'm going to mess up. Or what if I only lose this amount of pounds and then it stops? And so it was all of those things as well. Emotionally, you have to deal with your mind. So it's a mindset thing as well, because you're I'm changing into this new person. So your mind doesn't necessarily catch up with what's actually happening with your body, if that makes sense. Which kind of goes into my next part, which I call this next part 3 different things. But I call it the withdrawal, or shedding, or the grieving process. The withdrawal process, I would say, would be that part where now your body is going through this process, but your mind is still trying to catch up. So one of the things for me was after surgery, everything is done, and it was okay, now what do I do? And that's so crazy, because I knew what to do, but then it was just okay, now what do I do? Because I felt like everything that I knew to do in my life, it was someone hit a reset button. And I tried to compensate for this feeling that I was having, because I was having this feeling and I just couldn't like describe it or place my finger on it, because I was stuck in between, oh, I'm happy, I'm excited, I'm on the road to a new person, but then I was like sad a little bit, like lost a little bit, and I didn't understand why. I'm like, why do I feel that way when I should be completely happy? And this kind of ties in together with the first point, but I started to do things like cook, more for my family. Like, I don't cook every day. So my husband does most of the cooking. I don't like cooking. I can cook, I just don't like to cook. So my husband loves to cook. So he does most of the cooking for our family. But I was like, I'm gonna cook every day. I'm at home trying to recover. I'm gonna cook every day. And I was very insistent on it. And I was cooking like really large meals. And I wasn't tempted by the food, but the more I was cooking, I enjoyed doing it because I felt like I was giving my family something. But then at the same time, I was feeling sad. And that was simply because I felt like I couldn't partake in it with them. I felt very isolated from them. And also, I realized that I was doing all of that as a compensation because I felt like I had to do something to feel connected to them. And so I talked to my therapist about it, and she was saying like, it's a withdrawal process that I was going through. Like, I had to withdraw from the old me, like everything that I knew, my routine, what I did, just life that was normal for me before the surgery was disrupted. And so I had to now create new patterns, create a new routine, figure out this new person, learn new habits. And it was very hard for me. And that's why I had that feeling or sense of like feeling lost, or like, what do I do now? Because it was just like, well, they really did hit the reset button, It isn't just losing weight. It's like a reset, all over my mind, my body, everything. So that was sort of like the withdrawal process. And as a result, I was sad some days. I was moody some days. I wanted to be left alone some days. I tried to fill in the gap some days. If I felt like I had to do this to compensate for that, some days. And that's what it was like for like the first 2 months. I didn't want to do certain, when I went back to work, I didn't want to be there. I was like, I just don't want to do this, Sort of like I felt like I lost myself a little bit. And then after a while, I want to say in that's the middle of that second month of going through this process, I noticed like I started to go through what I call the shedding process. And that's when the old skin started to fall off. And this is just me using the metaphor. It's like the old skin is falling off, and then there's new skin developing. And that's when I started to get a sense of like, I could do this. This isn't bad. This is my life now. I started to feel more like myself, get a grasp on things. And that's when I told myself that I'm going to take it easy on myself. I'm going to move at my pace. I'm not going to compare myself to others. I'm just going to rock this thing out the way I'm supposed to, and I'm going to trust the process. And I still was challenged in some areas, and I still was struggling. But then that's when I just took a stand and was saying like, hey, it's okay to feel this way, but it's also, you have to walk into this slowly and not try to feel like I need to move full speed ahead. Take my time with this, give myself grace, and take baby steps. So that was the shedding process. And then the grieving was throughout, but the grieving is continuous. And what I mean by that is just over the weekend, I was like, I said, okay, I have to clean out my closet because I have a lot of clothes. So many clothes, and I can't fit a lot of those clothes anymore. And the thing about me, I'm actually gonna do a few videos about my struggle with depression and anxiety. But I have struggled with depression and anxiety since I was a kid. So as I got older, I started to replace some of those feelings like with impulsive shopping. And it didn't matter. It didn't have to be like clothes. It would be makeup. It could be cleaning products. It could be stuff for the house. It would be anything that would satisfy a desire. Okay. So that's what I did with these clothes. I just bought all of these clothes, and a lot of these clothes either I've wore them, I've never worn them, or I wore them one time. And so I bought all these clothes, like, okay, I mean, I can't fit them anymore. I got to clean out my closet. Okay. And so that's what I did. And I remember seeing a video of a woman talking about how she was doing the same thing and she kind of felt sad. And I was thinking in my mind, like, you know, I get it, but I just couldn't understand like what was said about it, you know. And I wasn't knocking her. I just didn't understand it until I did it. And I cried. I cried because I was looking at each article of clothing and a memory popped up. I had images of me purchasing those items and why I purchased them. I have images of me wearing those items and whatever event or where I was. And it also reminded me of where I was in my life, the mental state. You know, a lot of times I was sad and depressed, and buying those, you know, those clothes gave me some sort of happiness. And, you know, I have been free of depression for a year now. So the tears are not sad tears. It's just grieving the old me because that person is no longer here. And it was sad. It wasn't sad. It was just, okay, I guess I can say sad. It was sad to have to put her away because, oh my God, I don't want to cry. Because you feel like you have to protect that person. And I felt like I had to protect her because she had been through so much, and And so, sorry, to have to let go some of the things that I used to make me feel happy in those moments was very hard for me. So it was like letting go of another part of myself that no longer exists. And to be honest with you, that was great because it gives me some sort of freedom. Because like I said, this journey just isn't about weight loss. It means so much more than that, but I feel so much free. And that within itself is a blessing. And so, that is the grieving process. Okay, I had to take a break, guys. I had to get myself together. All right. All right. So my next point is how weight loss surgery affects your relationship with others, as well as your relationship with your partner or your spouse. So for me, I have, like I said, my journey began before my weight loss journey. I've been doing this healing journey for more than a year now. So I've kind of lost some people that were close to me during that process. Things transpired. I'm not going to get into it, but things transpired. So it was at the right time. I think that having the surgery now, it definitely allowed people to look at me differently because I'm a very isolated person. I'm not very open. And having this, I feel more confident, and I have a freedom of being more open with people. And so I just noticed in my conversations and in my relationships, people have been a little bit more different. For me, I had conflict with people, and my whole outlook is just like, it's different. It's just like, I forgive them and I wish them well. I never like wish them the worst, but I forgive them. I wish them well. And I have to move on with my life. Like, I can't harbor on to hate or anything. And that's like this is just such the crazy thing. It's like you lose the weight, but it's not just physical. It's like mental, emotional. And for me, that's just what it's been. And so I've had that opportunity where I just look at situations and I've looked at conflict with people and I'm just like, hey, I'm going to let that go, and whatever comes of it, comes of it. I don't have to re-engage and have a relationship with them just because I'm saying I have to let it go. I forgave and let go. I don't have to hate them. I can be cordial. And so that's what I choose to do in my relationship with others. But I've had so many, since sharing my journey, I have so many people reach out to me and be open with me and say, like, people that are not looking to get weight loss surgery, who hasn't had it, who doesn't need it, but they say, like, I relate to your story. And it's just been amazing because I have been connecting with other people that I probably wouldn't have never connected with if it wasn't for me having the surgery or going through this journey or sharing my story. So that has been amazing. And I know a lot of other people that has had the surgery can say the same thing. The thing of, I'm married. So how has it affected my marriage? Now, I know that there, statistics. I don't have any data for you guys. I know that there are some statistics and there are some people like in support groups who have also often said like their marriage or relationships have changed for the worse. And there's people that have divorced and separated because of their things have changed, after their weight loss surgery. That has not been the case for me. I've been married to my husband we've been married for 15 years. So we have a pretty solid relationship. One of the things that has happened is, we're not perfect. No marriage is perfect and you have your issues. But one of the things is that has happened is this journey has allowed us to look at each other differently. I know it has encouraged him or inspired him in some way. And the same for me. And we're more open and we talk about things. It's definitely placed us, helped us to be more focused on our own goals. Because it's like, oh, if I can do this, then what else can I do? So it's definitely helped us focus more, be more open about our own goals, look at things more differently in a different perspective as far as eating, health-wise, exercising. We have so many conversations about health, even like, food that we want to eat, become more intimate. We just enjoy each other more, because after my surgery, he's been helping me a lot. He's been such a big support to me. Even doing this stuff, he's been such a big support to me. So, it's just been amazing just to have that. And so I feel like we're flourishing and things have gotten so much better and we communicate better now since the surgery. The next thing I want to say is like, you have the fear about the decision. I don't have it now. But I definitely had it after surgery. I did not trust the process. I mentioned that before. I was afraid, like, did I do the right thing? Is this the right decision for me? Like, what's going to happen? Like, I questioned everything. And it was solely like, I'm looking at stuff that's in the support group. It was so many things. That is so normal, having the fear of saying, like, did I make the right decision? Can I go back? You can't go back, but I can definitely tell you now that, like, I thought that a month ago, 2 months ago, but seeing where I am right now and seeing the results, I made the best decision for myself. I mean, I feel great. And that was like the main reason why I did it, is to feel better. And I feel great. Like chronic pain, chronic fatigue, those are the things that I was struggling with. And it was making it really hard for me to just work, just to do I was in my bed all the time, and I have energy. Like I barely sit in my bed, like barely. And that was the goal. I mean, I have energy to exercise. I have energy to clean up. I have energy to spend time with my kids. And that was the goal. And I'm so happy that I made that decision. And as time go by, I mean, there's hiccups like stalling, but you know what? That's fine. I'm here. I don't regret the decision. Loose skin. That's my other one. So I did not know about loose skin. I'm gonna say maybe two things. I'm gonna say two things in this one. Two things I did not know is that, one, loose skin. I did not know about that. And then, no, three things. I'm gonna take back two things. Loose skin, I did not know about. Shedding of hair, I did not know about. And also that I would have to take vitamins my entire life, and the type of vitamins. Like, okay, so loose skin. So like I said, I knew a little bit about weight loss surgery, but not everything that I needed to know about weight loss surgery. Typically, when most people hear about weight loss surgery and see it, it's like my 600-pound life. It's someone that's really like up there in the numbers, and I mean by like weight. And I thought in my mind like, well, of course they have loose skin. But what I found is, well, people my weight and people smaller than me, they also have loose skin. And so that is common after weight loss surgery. Some people don't have it. Some people do. Some people have, very little loose skin. I'll say it that way. I won't say people don't have it. I don't know if they don't have it. It could be very little loose skin, but loose skin is very common after weight loss surgery. Some people might consider it a con. My thing is, I was a plus size woman and I had saggy skin there. And it's not to invalidate anyone's feelings about loose skin, how they feel about that. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying, So for me, yeah. But it is a little scary. And honestly, you think about it, I know people go through, they have surgery options, and people do have surgery to get rid of the loose skin. I don't know where I will sit with that. Like I said, I'm still very early on in my journey, so let's see. But I do know there are some ways that you can sort of prevent it. And my doctor has said this, and that's what I'm kind of doing and trying. But I can tell you now, like losing some of the weight, I can kind of see it. But I'm not going to obsess over it. But I just wanted to point that out because people don't know this stuff. And I was one of those people. So, the shedding of the hair. I did not know that your hair, like some people hair fall out, some people hair just shed. Like my hair sheds, period. But people hair fall out, and usually it happens in about 2 to 4 months after surgery. My hair has been shedding. I just don't know if it's related to the surgery or if it's just a normal shedding, but I do use treatment in my hair to try to prevent the shedding as much as possible. But that is one of my fears. So I guess we'll see with that, how that goes. But it's common. And again, there are supplements. There are things people take, supplements for hair, skin, and nails, collagen. I take collagen. I don't have supplements for hair, skin, and nails, but it probably would be a good investment. But I do take collagen, and all of these things do prevent hair loss or shedding. But I'm sure people that had the surgery are doing those things and have done those things. I know I'm not the first one and still experienced it. So, but that's one of the things that I learned. And also the vitamins. So you do have to take vitamins for the rest of your life after surgery. And so they're like the big tablet vitamins. They're bariatric vitamins because some vitamins, depending on your surgery, you don't absorb well. So you have their specific vitamins, especially for people who have had gastric sleeve and gastric bypass surgery. So I started out taking the chewables, which were completely horrible because I have to take 2 a day, and they were making me sick. So I found the capsule by the same brand, and I take those once a day. And then I also take 2 iron supplement or calcium D supplements with it because it doesn't have calcium D in it. So I have to take those. Some people take more vitamins. I will be including the hair, skin, and nails, and I think I'm going to do more B12, but some people take more supplements. Outside of the vitamins, I do take Gas X. I do take, and I don't take it every day, but occasionally I will because it's very common to have gas. And I also take fiber, Benefiber. I think in my last video I said Fiber 1 and I was so wrong. It's Benefiber, and it's the powder packets, and I take that twice a day, and I just put it in my bottle of water. I'll mix like Crystal Light, and I'll mix that in there with it, and it tastes like nothing, but it helps to keep me regular, and it also prevents gas. But yeah, it helps because it's very easy to have constipation and things like that after surgery. So yeah. But those are some of the things that I did not know. I'm not gonna hold you guys. I wanted to keep these videos as short as possible. Again, like this video. If you like this video, like it. Come on, help me out. Make sure you subscribe. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comment sections. If you want to leave any comments, leave them in the comment sections. All positive vibes are welcome here. New videos come out every week, every Tuesday, and I will start adding some other videos in there occasionally during the week, some more content. I live in Chicago, guys. It's cold. I wish I could like go places and take you guys on a journey with me, but it's so cold. Like, I don't want to go outside. But soon. But thank you for joining me, guys, and you guys stay blessed until next time. See you. Goodbye.